Hello fishing friends, and if you're new here, welcome! Today I'm going to start the epic videos for the US West DLC. This will be a 3-video series. I will do the first 5 today, and I'll have 2 more videos where I'll do another 5 on each of those videos. So we'll get through all 15 epics in just 3 videos, unlike the South Korea videos where I did 3 per video. I'm going to try to knock these out a little bit quicker. So let's go ahead and get started on location number 1. So here we are on location number 1. Let's pull up our fish map here. And the epic fish is going to always be the last one. And so this one is on all depths. So what we're going to do is we're going to fish in the middle. And we're going to use the krill. Okay. Now there's only 2 other fish that like the krill. It's the Chinook salmon and the brook trout. So brook trout is on the top, and the Chinook salmon is also on all 3 levels. So those are the only 2 we're really going to be competing with. We'll probably end up catching a few of these Chinook salmons before we catch the Coho salmon. But we'll catch it. So let's get started. I got the gold krill on there, and it's already set to medium depth. You can change your depth just by pressing thumbstick up and down. So there's lower depth, medium, and top depth. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it on the medium depth. Now I'm going to start over here. Just going to cast out. And when the bobber hits the top, I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to bring it in. Now the reason I'm counting to 5 and not bringing it in right away like I did on the previous epics is because I'm fishing in the middle depth. Counting to 5 will allow the fish to swim up to it or down to it if it's on a lower or top depth. And since this is on all 3 depths, I'm going to fish it in the middle and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you get a red line after 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to bring it in. And now I'm going to move over just a little bit and cast out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring it in. And as I was saying, if you get a bite after 5, that's probably going to be a yellow or a red fish. So it's not going to bite it right away. So it's not going to be its favorite lure or its favorite bait in this case. So that's why you don't want to go past 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if it's in the middle level, it's going to bite it right away. And I'm using the large bobber just to let it float a little bit, so it covers a little bit more ground. Oops, I didn't want to go right to the same spot. I want to go a little bit farther out. Oh, and I want to go more to the right. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And nothing. Go a little bit farther over. And normally with these epics, it's going to bite it usually on the count of 3 or the count of 2. 5 is just gives it a little bit more time. But anything beyond 5, it's probably not what I call a green fish or a fish that this is its favorite bait. Oh, actually that might be a different color fish. So let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Let me go right back to where it turned red at. Count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's not going to be. I seen it turn red. I thought maybe that was it. I'm going to bring it in a little bit. About there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not there. And I just do this all the way across. Okay, so I made it all the way across. I did the back and then I did the front. There's the bear. Now I'm going to go ahead and reset. Switching to hard and back to expert. And start over here again. Oh, that was a quick one. That was good. Might be him. It's taking off. That's a good sign. All right. A little bit closer there. Actually, it looks like the Chinook again. Oh, nope, it was the Coho salmon. There you go. They look so much a lot alike. Alright, well, we'll keep that guy. And we'll go to location number 2. Alright, well, here we are on location number 2. We're going to catch the Tahoe sucker. It's on the bottom, and it uses a worm. Let's see, there's usually quite a few fish that use worm. So we got the cutthroat trout. He's on the top, so that one should be okay. California roach will probably catch a few of those. White crappie will catch a few of those. The tench, yeah, unfortunately we'll probably catch a bunch of those as well, even though they're in the middle. They'll come down and take the bottom. And the white sucker will probably catch quite a few of those. So there's quite a few that will take the worm on this, so sometimes this takes a little while to catch this guy. But we're going to go ahead and grab our line here. We're going to go ahead and fish the bottom. We're going to switch to the worm by pressing our thumbstick. To the left, actually. What? Okay, so now I have the worm on here. I have a long line because we're going to be fishing on the bottom. I went ahead and put my light up bobber so that I can see it. And I'm going to cast out here. I'm going to work my way to the right again, just like I did on location number 1. Except on this, we're going to cast out as soon as we see the bobber and it doesn't turn red, we can go ahead and bring it in. Reason we can do that is, let me go ahead and turn my bait on. Okay, so when you cast out, I'm going to go, as soon as you see the bobber, it's at the bottom left depth already. So if it's down there, it's going to turn red right away. Since it's not turning red right away once it hits the bottom, then the epic's not there. The epic will always turn red almost immediately, as soon as that hits the bottom. Okay, so you continue to just cast over. As soon as you see the bobber, line's not red, you don't have the epic. And the reason I'm skipping to the right a little bit is because the fish will swim to it from quite a ways away from it, because I'm using the gold bait. Now, if you're using, bait C or bait B, then you'll want to cast a little bit closer to each other because they don't have as good of an attraction as the bait A does. But with bait A, you can... Oh, there was a quick one. With bait A, you can actually cast quite a ways away. I guess it would be about 10 feet or so. It's fairly small. I think it's a medium size though. We'll see if it splashes here. Yep, that's a medium. It's running. Oh, there we go. Tahoe sucker. Oh, awesome. All right. Well, now let's go to location number 3. Okay, here we are on location number 3. And this one we're going to be catching the golden trout. It swims on the top. And for this one we're going to use the crankbait on the top. Now to do the crankbait on the top, because as soon as you start reeling in, the crankbait's going to start to dive under the water pretty quickly. So what you do is you kind of jig it in. You reel a little bit and then jig it and skip it across the top of the water. Reel it in a little bit, skip it across the top of the water, and that's how you keep it at the top of the water. I don't want to use a worm on here because there's a lot of fish that are attracted to the worm, and there's quite a few that are on the top as well, so that are attracted to the worm. So I'm going to avoid the worm. You can use the worm if you want to, but I'm going to go with the crankbait. There's only a couple of them. We will catch some rainbow trout, some cutthroat trout with that crankbait on the top, but better chance of catching the golden trout with that than with the worm. So let me show you how to use this. Well, actually, let's go towards the swirls first. And I like to do the swirls first because we know that those are topwater fish. And we know that this is a topwater fish. And if there's bubbles, then that's a low depth fish. So that's why we go for the swirls. And see, I'm just kind of jigging it across. There we go. A nice red line. It's taken off, so that's probably a trout. But we'll see. We'll bring it in. Probably a rainbow trout or cutthroat trout. Bring this guy in. Yeah, it's a trout. So I'll bring this guy in and I will work my way from the left, work my way to the right. Until I catch the epic, and I will bring you back once I catch it. So you can watch it get reeled in. Yep, rainbow trout. So there was another swirl over there, but I'm going to go ahead and start casting over here and work my way. Why don't I just go towards that swirl and just see what it is? Might as well. Yep, that was a quick red. Maybe that's it. See, that was a smaller splash. So I know that's not the rainbow trout or the cutthroat trout. And it's a medium-sized fish. So it's a good sign. It's a smallmouth bass. All right. Well, I'll bring you back once I catch that other fish. So there was another swirl out there, so should be another one. There it is. Small splash. It's coming in pretty easy. There we go. The golden trout. Hey, it's my personal best too. All right. All right, so there we go. So let's go to location number 4. Okay, here we are on location number 4. And we're going to be catching the channel catfish. It only likes the minnow, and it's on all depths. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the middle depth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast out, and I'm going to count to 5 to let the minnow float, or float down to the mid-level. And then I'm going to kind of jig it in, kind of like I did on the previous one where I just kind of jigged it across the top. Well, this time I'm going to jig it across the middle. All right. So let me go ahead and turn on baits just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. For my first couple of casts here, I'm going to cast out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about the middle. And I'm just going to kind of jig it and reel a little bit. Jig it, reel a little bit. And you can cover quite a bit of room doing that. Already got a bite. It's not the channel cat, because the channel cat is huge and it will take off. So I'm going to go ahead and catch this guy, get him out of the water, so I don't have to deal with it. And I'll go back to fishing for the channel cat. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to count to 5 so I get to about the middle and just jig it all the way in. Hey, look at that. I got my bottlenose dolphin. How about that? Alright, so let me go ahead and turn off my baits. Go ahead and cast out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just reel a little bit and jig. Reel a little bit and jig. And that's how you keep it on that level. It's taken off. That's a good sign. And we'll see if it jumps, because the channel cat is just huge. Humongous. That'd be awesome if I caught it right away. Hey, look at that. Oh, I've seen them a lot bigger than that. Nope, that's not the channel cat. That's the brown trout. So yeah, channel cat, we'll know it when we see it. There we go, there's a nice big splash. There he is. We got him this time. I think what I'm going to do is at the very end of this video, I will put up a list of all the locations and all the fish that I caught and how long I fished in each location, so you can see just how long it takes to catch these guys. They aren't as easy as they used to be in the South Korean maps. These epics take quite a while. I've been fishing on this map or this location for quite a while. So yeah, they're not as easy anymore. But, you know, they're epics, so they shouldn't be terribly easy. They should be hard to find. There we go. Channel catfish. The big old boy. 48 inches, 75 pounds. Okay. So now that we caught that guy, let's go on to the last location for this video, location number 5. Okay, here we are on location number 5. Let's see what we're going to catch here. The Dolly Varden trout. Did that on purpose. So the depth is on the top, and we're going to use a spinner. I like to use the spinner going across the top really quick and easy. There's only like 2 or 3 others that use the spinner on here, so and they're middle to top, so we'll probably catch a few of the other fish, but we shouldn't have too much trouble catching the Dolly Varden trout, especially with being able to use a spinner on the top. Let me jump back to the spinner. Of course, I'm on spinner A, and I'm going to cast out as far as possible and just reel it in. Reeling it in as fast as I can. And once I get to about there, I'm going to cast over a little bit farther. There's a swirl on top. Maybe that's it. We're going to go right past that swirl. See if my line turns red. And it didn't, so that wasn't it. In fact, there's some more swirls. Let's go to that swirl there. Or near it. Go past it, come through it. There we go. Line turns red. Swirl went after it. Let's bring this one in. And a sunfish, of course. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cast a few more times, and I'll bring you back when I get it on the line. There we go. Turned red. Sit there and tap it a little bit. Dolly Varden trout. There we go. Just a little guy. Alright, well there you have it. We caught 5 of the freshwater epics on this video. Hopefully this helped you. If it did, please give me a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can watch more tutorials as I send them out to you. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and put down how many fish I caught on each level. And I'm going to put them up right here. And how many fish I caught on each level and how long each level took. So you'll be able to see, how much time you want to prepare to try to catch these guys. Again, it's not as easy as it was on the South Korean levels. Those epics, I was able to bring those in left and right. On the US West maps, they are taking me quite a bit longer, but hopefully this helps you catch them, and thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.